Greg came to us highly recommended from my accountant, and I chose to go with Greg. He was kind of in the middle in terms of the numbers. It fit within our budget. He was very responsive to my phone calls upon the initial meeting. Was very happy with the first introduction with Greg, as well as working with him throughout the project. Greg is very detail oriented. He will he went through and offered suggestions that made improvements to the place. We had a artistic vision that we wanted in the space, and he used our vision to work with how he was putting the materials together. Like for the baseboards, he decided to raise them up 1/8 of an inch because the bottom of all the cabinets we have a black border, so that kind of allowed that black element to flow. That's something we wouldn't have thought of, and Greg, offered the idea and put that in. We had doors, sliding doors. We couldn't figure out the colors, so he took the initiative to just paint match something that was going to work, and the colors worked really well. We hired him on this project and enjoyed working with him so much that we also got him to work on outdoor living space for us. That was very useful. Greg's really good at taking your ideas and building them into something that's usable. For the house, for the Hashi house, we actually had drawings and architects, as well as plumbers and city utilities, SDG&E and water. He brought all those people together to build that project within the concepts of that design, of that frame. When he did our deck, he didn't have any drawings at all. We just kind of told him what we wanted, and he built it for us. It was great. He followed through with the vision of what we were trying to accomplish, extending our indoor living space outdoors where we can spend time there. Yeah, Greg is he has his own business, so he's a very small operation, very efficient that way. Things flow a lot smoother. You don't have this giant corporation you're dealing with, or if there's a change, you don't have to go through this long process of filling out a change order and getting it, but not budgeted, but bidded on because it's going to cost extra money. Greg, handled all that, and of course, the change orders cost Greg money, and that adds cost to the project. But yeah, those are to be expected with any project. Yes, as with every project, when you start putting all the different components together, you realize that some things may shift a little bit, and that was the case with our bathroom. The way the bathroom was sitting and the door that was going to go underneath of it really justified to have it moved a couple feet, in one direction. So this was an architectural change involving the architects, as well as Greg involved in getting that framing right, and he had no issues with it. This is something that happens on a project. You have to expect it, and Greg, he anticipates these problems, so they're not such a big issue when I'm faced with them. Yeah, it's very, very helpful. The other item that happened was in plumbing this, the idea was to tap the sewer line into the main sewer line coming from the house. Well, when everything was done, the main sewer line from the apartment was a little bit above the sewer line from the house, and the sewer line from the house was so old, it's a 100-year-old house, it had cracked, so there's no way to actually connect the two. But yeah, he helped get the water company on board to get, have them come out and actually put in a new sewer line to our main house that would also work with our guest house. A concern when you build any large project is how that project is going to be warranted by the actual contractor that did it. And Greg has always been, on the spot, helping us out. If something goes wrong, a year after it's built, he'll stop out here on it and fix it. We had damage that the city did to part of the building, and he came out and fixed that. He's very just eager to make sure that I'm happy, and that is very important to me.